Imagine for a moment, you're standing at the base of a mountain, looking up. It's daunting, massive, almost impossible to climb. You feel small, uncertain, but somewhere deep down, you have to reach the top. This is the story of what it means to chase a dream, to fight through every doubt, every setback, and to conquer your own mountain. Each of us has dreams we want to achieve. Some dream of building their own business, some dream of creating art, others dream of changing the world. But here's the thing about dreams, they don't just happen on their own. Dreams require us to push forward, even when everything around us seems to say, give up. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He's a man whose name we all know, a brilliant inventor who changed history. But what most people don't realize is how many times he failed. Edison once said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Think about that for a moment. 10,000 attempts, 10,000 lessons, 10,000 reasons to quit. But he didn't quit, and because of that, he changed the world. Success, as it turns out, isn't about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it. It's about standing back up each time you fall and asking, what can I learn from this? Every failure, every setback, every obstacle, it's a stepping stone, a lesson, a part of your journey. Let me tell you about a man named Sylvester Stallone. Before he became the star of Rocky, he was a struggling actor with almost nothing to his name. At one point, Stallone was so broke that he had to sell his dog just to buy food. But even when things seemed hopeless, he kept writing, kept auditioning, kept pushing. And one day, he wrote the script for Rocky. But even then, studios kept rejecting him, until finally, one studio offered to buy his script on one condition, that someone else would play Rocky. But Stallone refused. He turned down the money, turned down the fame, because he believed in himself and his dream. Eventually, a studio agreed to let him star in his own movie, and Rocky went on to become a massive success. Stallone's story is proof that sometimes, the hardest battle is just having faith in yourself when no one else does. And you don't have to be famous to understand the struggle. There are countless people, ordinary people, who faced rejection, failure, and loss, but who chose to keep going anyway. Each day, they get up, put one foot in front of the other, and work toward their dreams. Because here's the truth, success isn't about talent, or luck, or resources, it's about perseverance. When you're standing at the base of your own mountain, looking up, remember that everyone who's made it to the top started where you are now. They didn't have all the answers, they didn't have a perfect plan. They had doubts, fears, failures. But they kept climbing. And yes, there will be days when you feel like giving up, days when you question if it's all worth it. That's normal, that's part of the journey. But in those moments, remember why you started. Remember what's waiting for you at the top. It might take time, it might take years. But every step you take brings you closer, every setback makes you stronger, and every lesson learned builds you into the person capable of reaching that summit. So don't be afraid to dream big, to set goals that seem impossible, to chase something that feels beyond your reach. Because the only thing standing between you and success is the decision to keep going, no matter what. Remember, the journey to success isn't a straight line, it's full of twists, turns, detours, and dead ends. But if you keep moving forward, if you keep climbing, you will get there. And when you do, when you finally stand at the top and look back at everything you've overcome, you'll know that every struggle, every sacrifice, was worth it. So, are you ready to start climbing?